On his way home, the little boy saw a black van. A man in the vehicle deliberately spilled items from his bag, successfully catching the boy's attention. He claimed to be a magician, while pretending to demonstrate magic tricks for the boy. He seized the chance to spray a mysterious liquid in the boy's face. Frank immediately lost consciousness. When Frank opened his eyes again, he had been taken to a dimly lit basement. The man, now wearing a mask, sat facing him. He told Frank he wasn't a bad person, and wouldn't actively harm him. Since Frank couldn't grasp the situation at all, he didn't respond in any way. Only after the man left did Frank realize he had been kidnapped. He approached the iron door and tried to pull it open, but found it impossible. So he turned around to familiarize himself with the environment. He noticed a telephone on the wall in the main room, but the cord below had long been cut. Now it was just a decoration. Feeling hopeless, Frank collapsed weakly onto the bed. He believed he would die here. With this thought in mind, Frank slowly fell asleep. But then he was suddenly awakened by a ringing telephone. Just as he stood up to answer it, the kidnapper appeared behind him, ordering Frank to hang up immediately, saying he would send Frank home soon. But Frank didn't trust the man. After the man left, Frank started shouting desperately, trying to make people outside hear his cries for help. But no one outside could hear anything. Then Frank noticed a window high on the wall. He wanted to jump up and bang on it for help, but he was too short to reach it. It was completely useless. Frank finally gave up. He slumped down, ready to accept his impending fate. But then the telephone behind him started ringing again. Frank was confused. He hesitated for a few seconds before walking over. After picking up the receiver, there was only silence on the other end. It seemed he was hallucinating. In the middle of the night, Frank was awakened again by telephone static.
Stop it. Stop walking.
The man startled Frank. The kidnapper had been squatting nearby watching the boy all night. Frank lied and said he was hungry, hoping the man would give him some food. After thinking for a few seconds, the man said he would find something to eat. Then he left. Right after the man was gone, the telephone rang once more. Even though he knew it couldn't be connected, Frank still picked it up. This time, a deep voice suddenly came through, scaring the boy so much he dropped the receiver. He had no idea what was happening. Then the phone rang again. Frank froze for a moment, then resolutely walked over. Frank picked up the phone once more. A boy's voice immediately came through. He told Frank not to hang up. Frank asked who he was. Suddenly, the other boy appeared right beside Frank. Strangely, Frank couldn't see what he looked like. He could only hear his voice through the telephone. Then bottles on the floor started spinning. The boy told Frank he had hidden a cable in the gap under the carpet. It was his escape tool. But clearly Billy hadn't succeeded. As Frank asked what to do next, the bottles pointed toward the window. Following Billy's guidance, Frank found the cable. He went to the window and repeatedly threw it upward. But each time the cable fell back down. So he went to the bathroom and brought out a roll of carpet. Using its hollow center, he pushed the cable through, finally managing to loop it over the iron window bars. But just as he stepped onto the cable to escape, the entire iron window frame crashed down, shattering Frank's hope for survival once again.